Hey, what's up guys? So with the conclusion of the first premier CPT event this year, with Final Round 20 we got a lot of information. But not just the spectators, but the competitors as well. This was the first huge opportunity to see where you stand amongst the other international players, to test your matchup knowledge, adaptability in a best of 3 situation, and if you can handle the pressure of playing in front of an audience outside of your comfort zone. You know, you're not in your pajamas, sitting down in your living room basically. With thousands of dollars on the line, and now with a full point system to the CPT and no auto qualifiers, no free rides, consistency is more important than ever now. But there is one more important piece of information that competitors got from this recent event, and that's the answer to a question. And that question is, does your character hold up this season? Is this the right character for you, and do you see yourself making it to the end, all the way to the end of the CPT finals with this character? And that leads to the main topic of this video, which is Daigo, who is one of the most famous fighting game players, is dropping Ryu and switching to Guile. And this is according to several pro players who spoke with him during the tournament, so just keep in mind guys, there's no official statement from Daigo yet. So what ultimately led Daigo to this decision, and how's he been performing lately? Well, let's check it out. First off, we have Topanga, a tournament that is a first to 7 format, so really long sets against your opponent. You can play 10 plus matches. And you have to play everyone in your block, so it's like a round robin format as well. So you have to play all your opponents, and these are some of the best players in the world, and everyone has to stick with their character. Now Daigo went 0 wins and 6 losses in this tournament. He lost to everyone in his bracket, and then he was eliminated immediately. Also keep in mind that Storm Kubo and Alex May went 0 and 6 as well. But anyways, back to Daigo. Then Daigo lost to F-Champ during the Drogas Light event. And I know this doesn't count as a tournament, guys, but I'm just see it from Daigo's perspective, okay? He just went 0 and 6 on Topanga on one side of the world. Then he travels all the way to the US, right? And then he loses his exhibition match versus F-Champ, okay? Then fast forward to now, which is Final Round 20, which we just saw last weekend. And now Daigo did win a few matches off stream, and he did make it to the winners final of his pool. Now, he was against Tampa Bison, which he lost, and Tampa Bison is a really good player. Tampa Bison placed 17th place. So Daigo is already on the loser's bracket on the first day of the event, and that sucks, man, because when you go in the loser's bracket that early in the tournament, you have to play literally twice, maybe 3 times as many as the other players that are in the winner's bracket. It's a long grind, and those pools started in the morning at like 8 a.m. So during Saturday's stream, Daigo was going through the grind. And Daigo ultimately lost in loser's bracket the next day versus Punk. And Daigo was tied for 33rd place, and he was tied with 16 other players for 33rd. Now obviously Punk is a really great player, and that shows you the caliber of how high level that tournament was. That players like Punk were already in the loser's bracket as well, but it's just, if you look at the performance from Daigo from the start of the season until now, it just looks really grim. So Daigo was then spotted playing Guile on the casual stations after being eliminated during the tournament when it was still going on. And XSK Samurai said he approached him and joked, Guile, what is this? Because Daigo was playing him. And Daigo then said, give up. That's what he said. Also, F-Champ tweeted that Daigo promised him he's going to be playing no more Ryu, and he's playing Guile. So it looks like Daigo's had enough with Ryu, the Ryu struggle that is, and it's already, you know, getting back into preparing to play Guile. He's like going right to the casual stations, and he's already, you know, learning him right now. Now keep in mind guys, at the start of Season 2 when Capcom revealed that huge list of patch notes, we already knew which characters were like really nerfed and which characters got really buffed. We didn't know exactly the tier list, but we could just easily see Ryu's patch notes and say this character got nerfed hard. And Daigo obviously saw that as well. So Daigo was already learning Guile by that point at the start of Season 2. And he was learning a little bit of Urien as well, but ultimately he stuck it out and decided to learn Guile. And he saw instant results ever since then. He was already winning with Guile and doing very well after he made the switch from Ryu. And, you know, deservedly so, because Guile is already considered one of the strongest characters in Street Fighter V right now. And it's been known for a while that, you know, Daigo's been playing Guile in other fighting games as well. In CVS 2, he's played Guile. In Street Fighter 2, he's played Guile, etc. And honestly, it suits his playstyle more, in this game especially, because Daigo prefers more of a zoning style. He likes to capitalize more damage off of the opponent's mistakes, trying to get in on him and such. And Daigo doesn't really like, once he gets a knockdown, Daigo likes to continue zoning. So also, Daigo's Guile is ranked higher than his Ryu is online. Just, you know, a small trivia there. But even with Daigo seeing instant results with Guile, seeing an instant success with him, switching to Guile, ultimately he decided to play Ryu. He said things like, and I quote, "I have to win. If I don't win, my sponsors are going to leave me." But then he said, "Wait, when did playing fighting games become work? Playing fighting games is something I love. They're supposed to be fun. I shouldn't be doing something for the sake of winning, for the sake of my sponsors." Like we talked about before in my previous video, Daigo had a lot of pressure on him because of the sponsorship, because of, you know, his notoriety and him being famous and having to win and being like, you know, this godlike Ryu player. But Daigo also noted that he believed he would win more with Ryu because of, you know, Ryu is a character that he enjoys, and it's exciting for him to play. So and it represents him as well. So Daigo would figure that that love for the character would pay off more than if he just switched to Guile. Even though, you know, Daigo was joking around and saying that his Guile was so elegant and such, and feeling himself and he was doing so well with him, you know, Daigo felt empty, and if he lost using Guile, he would feel even worse, because he, you know, he's picking this character specifically to win, and if you lose with a character and you don't even like the character, it would feel that much worse. Now, regardless of Daigo's performance, I'm sure we can all agree that Daigo is not short of sponsors. People are joking around that he's basically the NASCAR of Street Fighter right now. He's got so many sponsors, and I'm sure they don't give a shit if he's winning or not. Daigo just being Daigo is more than enough to represent those sponsors. And obviously, you know, Daigo's got nothing else to prove, man. He's won what he needed to win, and he's got his book, and he's just Hollywood, man. He's a celebrity. So this is obviously like personal to him for switching to Guile. And Daigo could also be coming into terms that he might not make it to the CPT finals in the first place, right? You have to consider that, because now that we're running on a full point system, Daigo can't just win one tournament and make it. He has to consider that he's got to be consistent throughout the rest of the year. All the pro players do. So if he sticks it out with Ryu, then and it doesn't pay off, that would suck if he didn't make it to the CPT finals to even have a chance at winning. So he has to consider that as well. And you know, seeing the instant results from Shen switching to Ibuki does not help either, because we all knew that Shen was also, you know, a world, you know, pro player, and him switching to Ibuki because Fang was holding him back so much, and just him now winning the first premier event, and it didn't look that hard for him, honestly. He was dominating. So I'm sure that was some inspiration to Daigo too, to see, you know, how much switching your character actually changes things. But is it too late for Daigo to switch his character? And what I mean by that is that we got a balance patch coming up someday. Capcom said that they're going to release, you know, early March notes on this balance patch, but we haven't got it yet. It's March 14th by the time I made this video. But yeah, at some point we're going to get a balance patch, okay? There's Guile and, you know, Urien and some other characters. They should be at the top of the list for Capcom on balancing. They're going to be taking a look at these characters for sure, because that's what the vocal minority is saying the most. And characters like Ryu, a lot of people are vocal that the character is really weak right now. So you know, we're going to at least get a Ryu buff, hopefully, right? Or they're not just going to nerf Alex again. So, you know, if Daigo switches to Guile and then they nerf Guile and then they buff Ryu, then, you know, wasn't that a waste of time? I guess if you think about it, Daigo's just not going to wait, right? He's going to start learning Guile now. He knows he's got to make the switch now if he wants to consistently win, and Ryu's not working out for him. And I guess that even if Ryu does get super buffed and Guile gets super nerfed, I guess it won't be that hard for Daigo to just switch back to Ryu and have a pocket Ryu anyways, right? I'm sure it'll just be like riding a bike. It won't be that bad. So I guess he's considered that as well. He could just be in the moment too, right, during that tournament, and just be like, I'm playing Guile. Maybe he'll come back home and sit down and think about it again and stick with his guns. Who knows, right? But I think right now Daigo's in a good position per se, because no matter what, it seems like Ryu will be getting buffed, I think. So what does this mean for the poster boy Ryu as well? That's another thing too. Like, Ryu is the poster boy of Street Fighter V. He's like the main image character. He's a character that, you know, Capcom would want you to start the game off to learn the fundamentals of the game and stuff. But now, like, in the pro scene, he's considered this super weak character. I don't think it looks right, you know? I'm not saying that Ryu should be OP, but I'm saying the character should be really strong. I feel like if they just kept Ryu the same, like exactly the same he was in Season 1, I think he'd be in a really good spot right now. Except for his, like, you know, insane jumping leg kick. But seriously, I think the character would be fine right now in Season 2 with the buffs that the other characters got. So I think they went a little too hard on Ryu for sure. So, but I feel like, you know, Capcom should take an extra care on Ryu, since he's like, you know, the main character of this game. The topic of playing the character that you love, that suits your playstyle, vs the character that is just simply strong and super top tier, and like you can just overcome all your opponents and make up for your shortcomings just on the strength of the matchups of your character, is always a really long debated topic that you can go on forever about, and there's tons of examples of different pro players accomplishing different things. So let me know how you guys think about this, about Daigo switching, about this topic in general. And yeah, man, I look forward to seeing your comments. So don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, especially if you guys are new. And I'll be releasing more Street Fighter news in the future. So take care, everyone. Peace out.